Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is Don from Texas right now. We're stopped over here in Texas on our way to Atlanta. So, as everybody knows, and most of you know, I start my through hike on February 2nd, Groundhog Day. And on the way through, I was picking up all my gear, getting all ready. And one of the things I want to talk about today is the massage roller. Now, the massage roller was talked a lot about by Early Riser 71, and I'll try to put the links down below in the description to talk about it. But the massage stick, the roller is of course used for recovery of muscles, both the calves and the quads and the legs in general after a long day of hiking. For those that haven't used the rollers, and again, I'll put the link up from Early Rise. He did a really good job on it. But the roller is used on specifically, for easy example, on the thighs after a long day of hiking to get all the sore spots out, get all the knots out of your legs, and just get your legs ready for the recovery as you take a downtime on your through hike. So I am going to take a massage roller with me, but as I was looking at the massage roller, I started noticing a number of things. First of all, as we're trying to all cut weight, or many of us, the massage roller weighs in at 6.7 ounces. Not a great deal of weight, but I just wanted to look at it and see if there's a way to cut the weight. And as an engineer, before I retired, I take a look at everything I can like that. So one of the things about the massage roller, it does a really great job, but as I started noticing, only the middle 5 rollers actually make contact when utilizing it on your thighs. And of course it's less on your calves because the area that it's touching, and even on the hamstrings, you're typically going to use the middle 5 rollers. So the rest is just your handle, of course, which is very important, but at the same time, I figured I could maybe cut a little bit of weight by getting rid of some of the bulk. So what I really want to talk to you about today is how I'm modifying my massage stick for the Appalachian Trail, just to cut weight. So the first thing I did, the first thing you want to do, see if I can get this up close, is on the end of the stick, on the end of the handles, this cover will pop off. So this side I already worked on, but the point is, you pop off the end, and I look down in there. You can't see it with the video, but I looked down in there and I was able to see where the rivet goes through to attach the handle to the center bar that all the rollers are on. So the first thing I did is I spotted that. I measured down in here to see how far down it was, and on this side I already did it, but I measured the outside and it was able to go right where the rivet was, and I took and I drilled it out. Simple thing. Take the measurements, see exactly where the rivet's at, drill out the rivet. 1/8 inch drill. It's just a 1/8 inch rivet. So I drill out the rivet. Once the rivet's out, then the handle pulls off. And as you can see, this is the hole that was drilled out. So I had drilled through, got the rivet out, and now once that's out, the rollers are simply stacked on like that. So you can pretty easily see what I'm planning to do. So what I'm going to do, and I've already prepped this one end roller, I'm now going to use this one end roller as a handle. And what I'll do is I just bring it down and I drill a hole through this roller to match where that rivet is. So I drilled a hole through, and in this case I prepped this one already. I'll show you how I'll do the other side. But I drilled a 1/8 inch hole straight through the handle, through this roller, down through the center, so that it'll come out where the hole is from the original rivet that was put in there from the manufacturer. So this one will mount right, line that up, and it'll mount right here on the end. Then the other rollers, now that I've eliminated this handle, the other rollers will come down and lay it up against it. Now the rollers have to have a little bit of slack. You can't push the rollers hard against each other and expect them to roll. So you have to give them a little bit of slack. But once I do that, once I determine exactly, how much slack I want between the rollers, I can then go to the other end and mark it. I'm using a Sharpie. I just go ahead and mark this tube that the rollers mount on. And again, still making sure that they do roll properly. And the first mark was a little bit further out than I needed, so I'm going to skinny it up a little bit more and mark just a touch further down. Okay. So once I've done that, I just pull all the rollers off. Set them all aside. As you can see, this is the mark I put on. Now I'm going to go just right at that mark, or maybe even just a touch into it, or right at the edge of that mark. And I'm just going to cut it off. Now all I'm going to do is cut it off is match the hacksaw to it. I'm going to put down the hacksaw and pull out my other hacksaw that I don't have to spend as much time with because I'm going to be lazy about it. So once it's cut, just knock any edges off, any burrs off of it to ensure I'm not going to snag anything on my fingers. And then this is the extra handle that I don't need anymore. On the roller on the end, I'm also going to put just a little bit of electric tape on there to try to ensure that it doesn't roll around much. Gives a little bit more solid contact with the center bar. Now this is only the roller on the end, because the other rollers, as we previously mentioned, need to roll as free as possible. So I'm going to just put a couple of wraps. Let me put one of the other ones on there. Okay, so I put the other roller on there. What I'm going to do is I'm simply going to drill through the outside, down through, and just tap a hole into the rod so it'll look like the other end, and it'll give me a spot to anchor it on. So just again, to make sure my measurements are correct, I'll put the rollers that I'm going to back on there that I'm going to utilize. And I just want to make sure that I'm keeping enough slack on there so it doesn't, basically so it stays nice and loose in the middle. Okay, so that'll do it, and it'll still roll. I'll use the last two rollers as a handle, and I'll be able to still go ahead and roll out the muscles, but it's going to be much lighter. I'll get you the weight in it as soon as possible. Let me finish this up. The next step is to drill through and put an anchor screw in there so that it'll keep that that last rod in place. Okay, here we go. We're going to go straight down through. Now all I'm doing on the first part is I'm making it so that the screw I have, which is a very short screw, to make sure the head of the screw can go through this outer part, and then the screw itself will go down through the middle and into the rod once I finish drilling the complete hole. So let me get that a little bit deeper. Okay. Now I'll switch the drill bits over to my metal bit. The one that'll actually drill out the hole for the screw. Okay. I may have to drill that just a little bit bigger on that top piece of plastic there. Okay. So what I'll do now is I'll just tap this screw through there. Okay. The other roll that I dropped. And this is the one I already prepped before. The screw is sitting down in there. I just have to put it on after I put a bit of tape on to make sure it again is well anchored. It's not gonna move around too much. This way, over time, it won't start to wobble a little bit, and next thing you know, you're breaking the bond that the screw has. Just tap a hole through that tape again. Put it on this way. Try to match that screw down in there. see if we can't screw it in. Alright, looks like it's seated. There we go. So, what I've done basically is I simply removed the handles. Now this could have been just a little bit tighter, but it has the right amount of flexibility. I can still utilize it. I can still get the pressure I want and go ahead and roll out the muscles, and when there's a knot, and lean on it, get the knot out. Again, as was discussed with Early Riser in his video, and the original weight of the massage stick with the handles, the rollers, the rod, great design. It's a great product, and I would definitely recommend it for through hikers. It'll help you out, it'll get your legs, keep your legs as fresh as possible every morning, and you'll be able to hopefully have a better chance of finishing your hike in the time that you are looking for. So let me go back to the scale. Again, it was 6.7 ounces before, and as the scale comes on, I can now put my roller on there, and we're coming in at 3.3 ounces. So 3.3 ounces with the modification. If I put everything back on with the handles I took off, if it doesn't roll away on us here, it was coming in at 6.7 ounces before. So great way to reduce weight. We're down to, it's now telling me 3.3. So 3.3 ounces. Half the weight, the exact same functionality. Great item to have. If you can get one, they're $10. But for $10 you get a good massage roller, modify it, and you've got your weight down. If there are any questions, send me comments, put a like in below. We're looking forward to seeing everybody on the trail. Thank you.